against one of the best in the business in Burak. McIntosh won in a tiebreaker on Friday night against Nebraska, held off an escape late in the second period of the tiebreaker to win 2-1. He is 99-18 in his career, so if he ends up defeating Berkowiitz today, it would be his 100th career victory.
Sure, absolutely. And Berkowiitz is another guy who started off his college career going right into the lineup. Last year was Berkowitz's first redshirt year, originally wrestling 184. Last year he used that extra redshirt year, to bump up a weight class, and now we see him wrestling 197 after redshirt year. So Berkowiitz used that extra year to fill out, and now he's wrestling Morgan McIntosh of the Nittany Lions.
He's really been close in a lot of his matches. He's lost 3 straight, but it was a decision, 8-6 to Arizona State, 7-5 against Old Dominion's Austin Coburn in the Midlands, and then last week against number 3 Burak, 13-3 major. So he's actually wrestled some close matches. He's only had 2 majors against him. No Texan. He has not been pinned thus far at 197 in his junior year.
Sure, Berkowiitz is a very solid wrestler. For an upperweight guy, he's got a very unusual approach, likes to scramble, likes to get in those situations that many of the bigger guys don't. So he's going to look for that situation, to happen in this match, and maybe he'll get an opportunity to put some points up against McIntosh, who's looking for his 100th career victory.
McIntosh gives the escape, 2-1, and he goes right in for the single leg takedown on the right leg, gets the 2 points.
Seems a lot of power coming from McIntosh's point of view. These Penn State wrestlers are, they're always attacking. They're looking for the next best thing if something's not available, and that's really benefiting today. 42-0 going into 197. They're really trying to put on the points as much as they can and continue to improve as a wrestler.
Yeah, and we said McIntosh top ranked by Intermat, 17-0, 9-0 on the season. He's got Berkowiitz where he wanted him. Jake rolls out of it, gets back to his stomach, avoiding the near fall.
Second roll through cradle, won by Jason Nolf earlier on in the dual meet, and now by Morgan. So we're seeing a lot of the guys locking up cradles, scoring points, and just being aggressive overall.
McIntosh top ranked in the country, but he might be the second best 197-pound wrestler in Welsh Ryan Arena today, of course. His head coach, Cale Sanderson, won his 4th and final national championship at the 197-pound weight class. I don't know what Cale weighs at this moment, but I'm sure he could give Morgan a run for his money. 25 seconds remaining in the opening period, 6-2. Morgan McIntosh advantage over Jason Berkowiitz. He's got about 90 seconds of riding time, does the senior from Santa Ana, California.
Be really beneficial if Berkowiitz can find a way to get a escape here to end this first period, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen, and McIntosh is going to go into the second period leading 6-2 with roughly 1 minute and 50 seconds of riding time.
Horn sounds, and after 1, it's 6-2 McIntosh, leading Jake Berkowiitz. McIntosh right there going for the single leg and getting Berkowiitz on his back for one of his 3 takedowns of the opening period.
Whistle blows, and we see McIntosh's traditional claw ride. Berkowiitz is having a really hard time, getting out of that. You wonder if McIntosh really shows that strength that he's portraying, keeping Jacob down right now, not giving him any advantages to really escape this hold. You see something to see as a viewer and just a fan of wrestling, the type of ride that McIntosh and most of the Penn State guys are always doing. They're always, not letting the bottom wrestler feel comfortable. They're always grabbing a wrist, grabbing leg, throwing in the leg, pressure on the head. So that's something, as a wrestler, you want to improve on top. You got to watch these Penn State guys really, go from one thing to another. They call it chain wrestling, whatever you like to call it, but these Penn State guys are really, dominating and controlling their type of match that they want to wrestle.
Is that more taxing physically or mentally as a wrestler, in your opinion, when you're in the bottom, when they are just relentless, nonstop kind of move to move?
Absolutely. It does get a physical standpoint where you have another guy who's, roughly your weight holding you down while you're exerting that energy, try to get up, and then mentally, when you're not having the opportunity to get out and you're, really struggling that whole time. So it's both. It's a combination.
Berkowiitz nearly getting pinned there. He instead rolls out of it. 4-point near fall for McIntosh. As we approach the end of the second period, it's 12-3 for the top-ranked wrestler in the country.
McIntosh looking to lock up that cradle again, possibly. And a lot of these guys, when they're going for the cradle, they get into such good positions that even if they don't get that cradle, they're just benefiting themselves for another type of turn or another dominant ride. 3 seconds left, and we're going into the third. 12-3 in favor of Morgan McIntosh.
McIntosh, 3 minutes, 23 seconds of riding time. He might end up taking the dual lead from Shakur Rashid, who had about 4 minutes of riding time over Luke Norland at 165. Right now, we'll see what McIntosh does in the final period. He's already locked up the major, it would seem, so we'll see if he goes for the tech or even the fall here in the last period.
Another low single transformed into a high crotch by McIntosh, and he gets another takedown to bring it to 14-3. Everything that Berkowiitz is trying to do, he's either getting countered or he's not really able to, get into his mood, get into his zone, and find a way for find a way for his scoring techniques to be emphasized in this duel.
McIntosh, two-time All-American. He was third in the entire country last year, won the Big Ten championship, and was second 2 years ago. So he's obviously got his sights set on a potential national championship. Obviously, the conference championship will come first in Iowa City here in a little over a month. But then at Madison Square Garden, you'd have to figure Morgan will be right in the mix at 197.
Not only will Morgan be in the mix at 197, but from what we saw today, most of these guys are going to be in the title mix from Penn State, and that's what they're going to be looking to do and overcome their NCAA finish last year from Ohio State being the team national championship. So Penn State's, they're out for some redemption after last year's finish, obviously, and they got a lot of young guys who are talented, who have the opportunity to, along with seasoned veterans like Morgan McIntosh.
17 seconds to go. See what McIntosh does. Up 11. Guaranteed the major decision. Outside chance at the tech fall, but it looks like it'll probably end up being a major decision. 14-4 as he gives Berkowiitz the escape. And for McIntosh, it will be the milestone. He'll join fellow teammate Nico Megaludis as a member of the 100 win club at Penn State. So McIntosh wins his 100th match of his career. It's a 17-4 major decision over Jake Berkowiitz. Congratulations to McIntosh. He moves to 18-0 in the season, 10-0